Assalamu alaikum respected officers. And my dear group mates. We are here in our PPDT session. Now I'm going to read out my PPDT script. From the projected picture I have spotted two characters in my spot box. Here first person is a male, age 21 and mood is normal. And the second person is a female person. Age is 20 and mood is attentive. In my action box I have written, two friends are discussing about their thesis. In my story box I have written, Sharif and Sara are student of Department of Physics of Jagannath University. They are classmates. In this year they are going to finish their honors course, and at the end of this semester they have to submit thesis paper to their department. So one day at the break time they were in their varsity canteen for lunch, and at that time they were discussing about how they will complete their thesis paper in time and where they will go for sample collection and research. Because their ambition is to become a physicist and they want to create something new for the mankind. Thank you.
Thank you, chest number 1. Now I am going to read out my PPDT sheet. In my stop box I have spotted two characters. My first character is a male, age 29, and mood is happy. My second character is female, age 23, and mood is happy. In my action box I have written, husband and wife is talking and discussing about their family planning. In my story box I have written, Mr. Ryan and Mrs. Nishi are newly married couple. One day afternoon they went outside for roaming. In that time they went to a restaurant. There they were gossiping. Suddenly Mrs. Nishi asked her husband about their family plan, because she knows the effects of family planning for future. So Mr. Ryan at first told her about his plan, and then he said to her that, now you are part of my family, so what is your opinion? I want to make a good plan by discussing with you. Then they discussed and made a very effective plan for their future and family. Thank you.
Thank you, chest number 2. Now I am going to read out my script. From that projected picture, I have spotted three characters. My first character is male, age 16, mood is concentrated. Second character, age 18, sex male, mood is normal. And my third character, sex male, age 45, and mood is happy. In my action box, I have written, two siblings are taking preparation for their upcoming annual exam. In my story box I have written, Mr. Akbar has two sons, Mashur and Aryan. Mashur is a student of honors first year and Aryan is a student of intermediate first year. Every day at night they study together. As on day at night they were studying because their annual examination is knocking at the door. Whenever Aryan faced any problem at the time, he asked to his senior brother Mashur. So Mashur always tried to help him to solve the problem. Sometimes Mr. Akbar come to see his son's study and their progress because he is very ambitious about his son's future. His son Aryan and Mashur are also very ambitious and they want to be educated in their life.
Now everyone will show logics behind their story.
Thank you, respected officers. Now I'm showing logics behind my story. In the projected picture I have seen two characters. I spotted first character was a male because of his short haircut and his dress code was shirt and pants. And another character was a female. Because of her long hair and dress code was shallow and pajama. These two characters were sitting by facing to each other. And their face was like normal for the male and concentrated for the female. That's why I thought they were discussing. These are the logics behind my story.
Thank you, chest number 1. Now I am going to show my logics behind my story. In the projected picture, I have seen total two characters. My first person is a male person. Because of his short hair, dress was like shirt and pants, and his physical appearance seems to me that he was a male character. And my second character is a female. Because of her long and black hair, dress code is cheery, and physical appearance seems to me that it is a female character. These two people were in a room. Because there was a table in front of them, and a plate was on the table. And in the background, there were also some table and chair. So I think they were in a restaurant. And these two characters were sitting very closely by facing each other. That's why I think they are husband and wife. And generally a newly married couple have to make plan for their future life. So my story theme is they were discussing and making family plan. These are the gist behind my story.
Thank you, gist number 2. Now I am going to show my logics behind my story. In the projected picture, I have seen total 3 characters. All of them are male person. Because of their short haircut, dress code like male, and their physical appearance seems to me that all of them are male person. First 2 characters in the front of the picture, their hair color was black and their dress was shirt and pant. And the person, those who was staying on the back, his dress code was shirt and lungi, and his hair color was blackish white. It's an indoor picture, because in this picture I have seen they have a table in front of the first 2 characters, and there have some books on the table, and the first character was facing to each other. That's why I think that it's the indoor picture, and this first 2 characters is studying in their room. My third character was on the back, and that person is standing, and that person was looking toward these front 2 characters. That's why I think that that person is observing these 2 characters. So my theme of the story is the first 2 persons are brothers and they were studying in their room, and the person those who is staying on the back, he is observing and talking with them, and he's the father of these 2 characters. And generally when we stay in our home, at that time our parents are talking with us to know about our study and our progress. So these all are the logics behind my story. Thank you.
Now you all will discuss among yourselves, and at the end you have to make a common story.
Thank you, respected officers. In that picture I have seen total 2 characters. One is male and another one is female. They were in a restaurant. Because they have a table in front of them, and I saw there was a plate on the table. So I think it was a restaurant. And though they were very close, that's why I think they were a newly married couple. And as we know, generally a newly married couple have to make a family planning for their future. That's why I think this couple was also discussing about their family plan. Because they want to lead a happy life.
Thank you, chess number 2. Your story was good, but in the picture I have seen there have total 3 characters. First 2 characters was staying in the front and another character was staying on the back. The first 2 characters, those who was staying in the front, in front of them there have a table, and on the table they have some books. That's why I think that this 2 person was studying in their room, and another person who was staying on the back, he was leaning with the wall, and that person was watching towards these first 2 characters. So I think that that person was observing these 2 characters, and he is the father of these 2 characters. Generally these things happens when we are staying in our home, because when we are staying in our home at the time of our study, our parents come to visit us, and I think in this picture the father is also came to visit his sons, and he want to know about their study and their progress, because he and his both sons have a great ambition for their life.
Thank you, chess number 2 and 3. Both of your story was good. But my story is almost same with chess number 2. Because I've also seen 2 characters, one of them was male and another one was female. Then in front of them there was a table. Chess number 3 have also told about this front 2 characters and a table. But I think this 2 person was discussing. As I have written, they were discussing about their thesis paper. So it is almost same with chess number 2. Because in his story husband and wife was discussing.
Yes, chess number 1. So, I think we all have almost common theme. We all have seen 2 characters, and table in front of them. So there was 2 characters with the table. But chess number 3, you have seen 3 characters.
Yes, I have seen total 3 characters. But though both of you have seen 2 characters, so I want to agree with you. And I also want to agree with you in another matter, that both of you have seen that there have one male and one female person, but I have seen that there are two male person. So I also want to agree with you that there have one male person and another female person. But one more thing is that I have seen there have some books in front of them on the table. So I think they were studying, and with their study they can also discuss among themselves.
Yes, chest number 3. They were discussing. Because both of them were looking to each other. And generally when we talk with others, we look at them. So, I think they were discussing.
Then, I think now we have a common theme that they were discussing. There was one male and one female, and in front of them there was a table. Hope, now we can make a common story.
Yes, we can. But at first we have to decide about what they were discussing.
Chest number 1. Me and chest number 3 have seen something in front of them on the table. So it can be book or plate.
I think in front of them there have a book, because if they were in a restaurant at that time, in front of them there would have two plates, but though there have only one item, so I think it was a book and both of them were studying and discussing.
Yes, chest number 3. They were discussing. Because with one book, it is tough to study together. So I think they were discussing.
I also agree with your chest number 2. So, I think they were discussing about their lessons. So, now we can make a common story. And it can be like this: one male and another female was in a canteen in their break time. In front of them there was a table. So they were discussing together about their lesson for better understanding and knowledge.
Yes. But we have to give their name. It can be Rahan and Nishi. And their relation is classmate. What do you think, chest number 3?
Yes, now I'm fully agree with you. And I think now we have a common story. So, chest number 1 can tell this common story to the officers.
Yes, chest number 1. From us you can tell our common story.
Thank you, chest number 2 and 3. Sir, from all of our discussion, now we have a common story. Our common story is Rehan and Nishi are classmates of a university. One day, at their break time, they were in canteen. There, they were sitting beside a table by facing each other. At that time they were discussing among themselves about their lesson to understand perfectly and for better knowing. Thank you, sir.